Welcome to the 135th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on March 14th, 2021. How we feeling?
Do we intro the hosts, or is that...
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're open. Okay, fine. Today on the podcast, we have Dr. Spacetime himself, Ryan Holtz.
I don't know what that's a reference to.
The Community? Their Doctor Who parody, Dr. Spacetime?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No, I remember this. Wasn't that mostly season 4? Where that kind of... where they did the convention and all that stuff?
Yeah, that might have been the gas leak year.
Yeah. It's the season I skip most of the time.
That's fair. Also on the podcast today, we have the god of day and night, Andrew Clark.
Yeah. So, you know how the sun's going to be out a little bit longer tonight?
Mm-hmm.
That was me.
Yeah.
I did that.
You son of a bitch. So rather than changing the time, you've just altered the rotation of the Earth, basically.
Yeah, no, our orbit, our elliptical orbit around the sun is forever fucked.
Got it.
Down the line, it's going to cause problems. You know, a couple thousand years in the future, we don't know where this is going to spin off to. But right now, we got a little bit extra sunlight.
Yeah. You're solving global warming. Like we're now spinning off of our orbit, slowly getting farther and farther away from the sun. And yeah, over a few thousand years, that's going to result in horrendous ice ages and eventually the extinction of all life on planet Earth. But
yeah,
for now,
the length of a year is still going to be 365 days. However, there are going to be much longer periods of time where we're farther away from the sun, and then also longer periods of time where we are closer to the sun.
Oh,
we
more
are
oval.
We're not. Yeah, it definitely stretched out.
Uh-huh.
So there's going to be periods of time where, the Earth is deadly hot, and then also freezing cold.
Now, is that going to affect the...
We might hit Mars.
I don't... Space is pretty big. I don't... Yeah, we might hit Mars. We might do anything.
That
seems unlikely.
Who are you to talk to God of night and day himself?
I don't know if
you think just because you're Dr. Space-Time, you know what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I think I would know more about orbital mechanics than the god of night and day. Space-Time. I think I would have an idea.
What's a doctor to a god?
And what's a god to a non-believer?
To further complicate this hierarchy, hello, I'm Lucas the Writer, a time mage.
I don't know what two of those... I don't know what all of them were, but now I remember Space-Time from Community.
Yeah.
What's a time mage?
Oh, no, that's
that from?
That's a Bravely Default reference. Yeah.
Oh.
What's a god of night and day? Is that just you riffing?
That was me referencing an episode of Battlefield Friends with an overpowered gun that one of the characters gets, and they're like, you're not unbeatable now, dude. And then he just shouts, I am the god of day and night. Shoots I think it was a FAMAS or something. Or something with a shotgun with explosive ammo into the sky. And it makes it nighttime. And then the text, sun disabled, just popped up on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, it's not really fair. You're using that overpowered gun. And he says, I am the god of night and day. And then turns off the sun. So
yeah,
interesting. The only thing I know about Battlefield Friends, and I'm sure I've told this story before, is rather than study for finals our sophomore year, Ian and I decided, hey, there's a new Easter egg on Battlefield 4, which Ian doesn't play, but he does have it. Let's do the Easter egg instead, and it involved decoding Morse code and finding a bunch of trees, blowing them up so that you could press buttons. It was a pretty fucking intense process to accomplish the Easter egg, and then at the end it ended with a Battlefield Friends reference where they scream promoted, and you get a cool Dice LA camo.
Ooh.
Which is exclusive to people who did the Easter egg.
Did you also get the bipod knife? And the bipod for your knife?
I don't think so.
That's also a reference, and that's...
I had a feeling that was a reference.
Yeah, I think that is also something you can get from an Easter egg in Battlefield. I just don't remember.
So it just like hangs off the knife.
Yeah.
And is completely
Yeah, it
ineffective?
just dangles around.
Oh, what happens if you like mount it? That'd be kind of
I
funny.
mean, you can't, but that
They
was
should
that was
put
the
that
joke.
animation in it.
Yeah. That was the joke from the show. Is that
I know it's a joke, but it
level
would be
100
hilarious.
Colonel, and he's like, I just leveled up my knife. Got a bipod for it.
Silencer on it, just like on the sharp end, completely dulling it and making it ineffective.
Yeah, so you can't stab anyone with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is silent. It's a lot quieter. They won't be screaming. I don't know. I think it'd be funny if they put that animation in where like you can mount your knife to a wall and just like aim down the sights of your knife.
Yeah.
Can't shoot, but
You can still aim.
Yeah. Aim the knife.
That
Why not?
that would make a couple of highlight reels on YouTube. That'd be fun. People would find fun ways to do shit with that.
Yeah, someone would mount and then get a kill with it somehow.
Oh yeah. Dig it.
Yeah.
All right, we are running out of steam early, so we're going to go right into news of the week. No video games. No video games happened. What? Video game? Who plays those? What? We're all about.
When's the last time we didn't have video game news?
This might be the
I don't
first.
think we ever have not had video games.
Right?
Yikes.
I mean, seriously, what the fuck is going on? Like,
So front page of Kotaku right now, top article, peeled Pokemon are disturbing, but I can't stop looking. Followed by an NFT story, because of course, followed by The Division 2 2 years later, followed by something about Grand Theft Auto 4, Plague Inc. Polygon have anything? Polygon have anything fun? Wow, a lot of anime. But no news.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Just a dead week.
Right?
I mean, the only news that I heard, I mean, it's not even news, is that Dying Light 2 had its first, like, bit of news in, like, 2 years, where they just said, like, hey, guys, there's going to be a dev announcement on Wednesday.
Isn't
And
that
that was it.
studio got something going on?
We talked
they
about
had
that a week or
problems.
two ago, yeah, where I forget if it's Techland or Deep Silver, because they split apart from each other,
Right.
but like they were the people that made Dead Island, and there was a ton of creative differences, and that's why Dead Island 2 never came out. A bunch of people left one company and formed another, and those people made Dying Light, which was a really solid game, and then they're like, all right guys, we're going to make a sequel, and then they had like a demo just like Dead Island 2 had, and then nothing ever came after that, and everyone in that company is embroiled in creative differences and they're not getting anything done. So it should have come out already, but it's been like 2 years since any news came out, and they just said like, hey guys, we got some news coming, so stay tuned for that.
Another demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dying Light 2 Demo 2.
And it's almost certainly like it's been a while, but we've been hard at work on the game. We're going to need a little more time, because they had a release date for like 2020, and then they delayed it indefinitely, and so they're probably going to say something like, we've got a release date. It's going to be like November of 2022, or, you know, some shit like that. And then that might also just not be the case.
I am now desperate.
We'll see.
I'm now desperately hoping that they pull a Nintendo and their press conference is something like, we don't have anything to report about Dying Light 2 right now, but you can check out Dying Light optimized for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Check out Dying Light, now ported onto the Switch.
The weird thing about Dying Light is that, I mean, I would not be surprised if Dying Light came to the Switch. Dying Light came out like 5 or 6 years ago. I think 6 years ago. And they still release content for it every like 18 months.
Like
Almost 2 years after it came out, I think they came out with their like actual DLC expansion, which like doubled the size of the map and added cars and a new story, blah, 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 blah. But then they added like a mini battle royale mode like 2 years after that. And then they released like an medieval arcade mission to it like 6 or 7 months ago. And I just saw a trailer yesterday that they're releasing like another like game mode to it that's like SWAT team inspired. And it's like they keep coming out with shit for it, but like there's so much time in between that it doesn't really matter. And also, why the fuck are they still doing it when they clearly are working on another game that needs a lot of care? It's weird. Like, I appreciate it, but I don't know why there's so much time in between. I haven't played any of it. Like, I haven't played any of the additional content. I really liked the game when it came out.
This is weird. It's weird in that way that you only hear about video games being weird. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, the differences that's going on are just people like, you know what? We don't get along with the people making Dying Light 2, so we're not going to work on it, and we're just going to keep making shit for this 6-year-old game that we all care about. And then they're like, hey, guys, we need help. Please help us with this sequel. And they're like, no.
You're making... I don't think I will.
You made like a Doom mod for fucking
Wow.
Dying Light 2. I mean, like, it's not like a real Doom mod, but it's basically that. It's like you find an arcade machine that transports you to hell, and you fight hell monsters, but it's just in the game. And they're like, guys, we need to make this fucking sequel, please.
We gotta get this fucking sequel. We're running out of ideas, man. What Super Mario Brothers? If you go to this random arcade, you can play the original Super Mario Brothers. Whoa! Holy shit!
Fuck. Well, all right. That is the scant half gaming news that we have. What's going on in TV?
Oh man, y'all see this Piers Morgan shit?
Yeah. Fuck.
So basically, for those who aren't familiar, last Sunday, CBS aired an interview with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry talking to Oprah about their experience with the Crown and the firm, as I think they refer to it as, and shit like that. Just the royal family and how they're garbage people. And we knew that, but like, you know, the further details about some of that stuff all came out. It was a pretty big bombshell tell-all interview. Put the royal family in crisis and everything. Piers Morgan, talking about it on Good Morning Britain, basically just started like trashing Meghan Markle in particular. Like, where there's a moment where she had said in the interview that she basically felt like she didn't want to be alive anymore, and was just like, I didn't see a way out. Like, it seemed like this would all be easier. Everything like that. She was in a very dark place because of like the treatment that she had been receiving from both the royal family and like the British press and everything. Mm-hmm. And Piers Morgan was just like, I don't believe her. Like, she's lying about that. Yeah, and it was insane. And thankfully, one of his co-hosts, like, of course he got a bunch of backlash on social media afterwards, but one of his co-hosts live basically called him out for it and was like, no, like, she used to have a relationship with her, she cut you off, and now you just trash her endlessly. Like, she's never said anything bad about you, why are you still trashing her? And then he got up and like walked off the set, like muttering about how like he can't do this anymore. And then, yeah, he left the show permanently. Yeah. So that will be his last moments ever on the show. And it's pretty fucking wild.
Just
like,
dude,
angrily.
Fuck Piers Morgan.
Piers Morgan's awful.
Yeah.
He's a terrible
Yeah,
human being.
He's the worst.
He's way up there.
Just angrily storming off after a coworker had the balls to finally say, dude, you're basically being a bad ex. Shut up. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so see-through. This is so transparent. And like, that's kind of despicable. Someone shared their deepest, darkest moment on national TV, and you said, she's lying. She's trying to get attention and shit. Like, goddamn. Even if you're right, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, It's on the off chance that you're wrong. How in the world do you feel comfortable saying that? Insane. So yeah, then he got a bunch of bad press, everything like that. It actually spilled over into American TV with The Talk on CBS. Sharon Osbourne is on that show, and she's like friends with Piers Morgan, and she basically like half defended him and said like, oh, I don't agree with him, but like I also think he has the right to his opinion, blah blah, and like people are trashing him and stuff. And then like it kind of ignited, and another co-host, Cheryl Underwood, basically said like, I mean, so like he's like a racist and you're kind of like defending him now. And like that kind of makes you racist.
Yeah.
Like just on air, she said that to her. Like,
Damn.
And they got in like a legitimate fight, and they since made up. It sounds like, but yeah, like shit basically went down.
I mean, Piers Morgan's a known racist.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like just that's
Overt.
part of his thing.
Yeah.
Like that's part of his personality. Is hi, I'm Piers Morgan, and I hate foreigners.
Yeah.
Like I can't do a Piers Morgan accent, but it's just like I love Brexit and hate brown people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
I mean-
you a migrant? Fuck you. Like,
Well, that's something to remember is that, like, in the Meghan Markle interview, they talk a lot about the British tabloid press and how much that contributed basically single-handedly to her fragile mental state. He was basically the kingpin of British tabloid press. Like, he is the ascended, like, representative of British tabloid press.
Right.
So, yeah, no, garbage person. Like... I don't know, but I imagine he was coming up and cutting his teeth during the Princess Diana stuff going on. So he had a part to play in the Princess Diana stuff. I'm almost positive, because there's no way he didn't write anything about Princess Di. So, yeah. Bad person. Now he won't be on Good Morning Britain anymore. He received something like 40,000 complaints to the... the media regulator in the UK, which is incredible.
I love that so many people called this cancel culture. He quit.
Yeah.
He walked out in the middle of the segment. He's like, I can't do this anymore. And then like, I'm not coming back. And they're like, oh, cancel culture. No, he just fucking quit.
Yeah.
Someone
Canceled
challenged
himself.
his ideas and he said no.
Yeah.
Since the last recording, I have since seen kind of an abridged version of that interview. An under-discussed element about it, I think, Oprah was really fucking good in that, which I know, no shit, it's Oprah. She's great at all of this, but damn, how quickly I don't want to say lured, because that makes it sound predatory, but how she was able to get Harry and Meghan at ease with like this is daytime talk show Oprah, hey, how's it going? And then just right when they were relaxed, just hitting with a hardcore journalist question. It
was the race thing is specifically Oprah got that one out.
Yep.
Like she knew what the most explosive thing would be, kind of got Meghan to crack a little bit and just mention that like the baby's skin color had been discussed, and she was just hold on. Gonna stop you right there. Let's dive into that one. What the fuck? Excuse me? And then not letting Harry off the hook and asking him too, and making him squirm a little bit. Like she was not afraid to make him squirm a little bit and get him uncomfortable.
My absolute favorite post that I saw about any of this is just like, all right, Meghan, who said that to you? Like, who said that? And she's like, you know what? Out of respect, I'm not going to say anything. Like, okay, Meghan, I respect you doing that. Harry, who said that shit to you?
That's pretty much, yeah. And then it's not my grandmother or grandfather. And it's like, so it's your dad, right? Like,
yeah.
That leaves like a couple of people that you didn't defend. So that leaves it pretty open. It's like your dad's wife, or your brother, like,
or your sister-in-law, or I don't know. I mean,
of course, there's more people, but like, who's really going to talk to like the fifth in line to the throne about their baby's skin color. Like, that's only going to be someone who considers themselves to be above
That's
them.
only going to be 2 through 4 bringing that up. Yeah.
I love all that shit where, like, they're like, the insinuation that we could be racist is laughable and hateful. And it's like, meanwhile, it's like, okay, you guys are all where you are at right now because for the last 100 years you took over and enslaved other people in, like, Africa and Asia, and, like, just like a year or two ago, Will and Kate were being carried around on, like, chairs being held up by people in Africa, and they're like, we used to own this country, carry us around. Like, that's so fucked. How did they think that was a good idea? And part of it is because everyone in the British royalty are not real people. They do not know what it's like to be a real human being. And, like, I think John Oliver, like, said it best when he said, this is a group of emotionally stunted, like, people who are used to getting what they want and have no sense of what reality is. They literally survive on money that people give to them because 500 years ago, their ancestor killed anyone they wanted to. It's like, what the fuck is any of this? How is this still a thing? They have no idea what it is like to be a real human being. I'm not convinced that they are real. Like, I don't think they have sentience in the way that we consider, like, a soul to exist. It's just, I fucking hate royalty. I hate all of these people. But, like, they don't get it. They do not understand what reality is. Yeah. If you took away their palace and said, you have to go live out in the real world, they wouldn't know what to do.
That's the Yankee spirit.
Yeah.
Hate royalty. I mean, Prince Harry said it himself. Like, he's just like, I don't know, racism, like, all the issues of race were not even on my radar until I met Meghan Markle. And it's like, you were in your 30s. And I don't know. So, like, yeah, it's definitely a thing. I'm sure that they're not racist in the same way that, like, rural white America is quote-unquote not racist. Yeah, I don't overtly call people racial slurs, but it's like, that's not the bar anymore. You have to actively fight against the racist system that is in place in order to not be racist.
Especially when you have the position and means and clout to do so, more so than a lot of other people in your country. And that wasn't even an earned thing. That wasn't even a thing you had to campaign on and lock in that power. That was gifted to you.
Yeah. It's also come up a lot, weirdly. Fox News is definitely, like, defending the royals. And I don't know if it's just wealthy or, like...
It's because the issue of race came up. I mean, that's
They always have, though. Like, ever since Harry and Meghan split, they've been on the royals' side. Like, and that was before the topic of race really came to the forefront. Like,
I think it was always a thing. It was always a thing,
but not
it wasn't
overtly.
a thing that they discussed. It wasn't like a Harry and Meghan and the other royals are talking about this thing. It was that everyone else knew this was going to be an issue, and because of that, Fox News said, "Oh, someone called somebody a racist. We have to take the side of whoever they called a racist and then say that they're not a racist and you're a racist for calling them one."
Whoa, hold on.
That's just how they operate. It's all a series of dog whistles.
Hold on. Generationally wealthy white people being called out for the shit they've pulled? We gotta get in there. We gotta put a stop to this.
We're Yankees.
Yeah.
Like, these are the people.
Exactly. It doesn't
They
make
love
sense.
their guns. Like, they're Second Amendment people for specifically to, like, fight against tyrannical governments, which were the monarchs of England. How are they not the most, like, anti-royals of anyone?
The gymnastics are crazy. Listen to this one, though. I wanted to talk about this, and this is the perfect segue.
Okay.
Yay.
So, a couple of days ago, Tucker Carlson, I'm sure as you guys are aware, made a big statement basically saying that the military was becoming too feminized and that we were going to get overrun by the Chinese because our women in the military couldn't stand up and fight, basically, and saying that Biden is the reason there's women in the military and that they're going to get us all killed. It was super fucking weird, and which of course led to a bunch of backlash because that's just a super weird thing to say, super sexist, and then also there's tons of women in the military and tons of And like it came across as very anti-military, regardless of how anti-woman it was. And so a bunch of people made statements against him. They complained he's never going to get kicked out the way that Piers Morgan would, but that's besides the point. And one of the Marine Twitter accounts, it was like the Marine Exploratory Forces or Expedition Forces, something like that, basically put out a series of tweets, at Tucker Carlson, basically calling him out for being sexist and saying there's a bunch of women in the military. Tammy Duckworth said some shit, and then that led to a bunch of Fox News and then like conservative pundits coming out and saying like, wow, this official government Twitter account and the Marines are trying to destroy Fox News. It's time to cut the military budget. They've run amok. And so that you've got a bunch of Fox News listeners who are now saying that the military are the enemy and that we should cut their budget because they're coming after them. I'm like, this is too fucking good.
Yeah.
This is so funny.
Let's do it.
Terrifying, but funny.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Cut that shit.
Yeah, it just, like-
no. That's a liberal thing now. We don't want the military cut. Please don't do it. Oh no. Some of the swing Democrats in the Senate are now voting to cut it. Oh, what are we gonna do? When they only have $2.3 trillion instead of 2.9. How will they function? Yeah, no, that's fucking great.
Yeah,
but also,
it's
total
amazing.
Tucker Carlson's fucking beta as shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'll say it openly. Like, Tucker Carlson would get his ass kicked by any woman Marine. Like, literally any of them. I'm willing to say it. Any woman who is in the Marine Corps in some form of, like, active combat role would kick the ever-living shit out of Tucker Carlson. There's a beta male who wears fucking
that he makes
bow ties.
When Tucker Carlson's listening to something, like when he did his live reaction to Biden's speech, it's that face like that is the face.
Who's gonna help us? What?
But
if
this happens, then what about us? What do you think's gonna happen then?
What's gonna happen
He
to
looks and sounds the way like that the soul of an incel functions.
Seriously,
I can't explain it. It's just that's what it is.
No, it's full blown. Like, yeah, he is not alpha in the slightest. I do not know how people who stylize themselves as an alpha male.
You're demasculinizing the country.
As he wears a fucking bow tie and makes his voice go 4 octaves higher to sound in faux concern. Oh no, demasculization. And it's just like, you sound like Mickey Mouse. You're wearing a stupid ass bow tie. And your fucking jowls are like jiggling around as you say it. Like you are not the strong man here.
I'm looking at pictures of Tucker Carlson right now, and soft is the only adjective that comes to mind. There is not a hard edge anywhere on this man's body. He just looks malleable.
Like, at least if it was Sean Hannity, it would be like, all right, like, say he's an obvious piece of shit who said a ton of unbelievably bad stuff, but he doesn't stylize himself as like I'm just concerned about the. He's very much like, no, we're gonna fucking punch you in the face, and that's just how life works. Like, he is actually like more. He presents himself as like the strong man type guy. So yeah, if he were to say some shit like that, wouldn't be better, but at least it wouldn't be so just blatantly hypocritical and stupid. Like.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson is Ben Shapiro that talks slower.
Slower talking Ben Shapiro, who is old and probably slightly taller.
I mean, Ben Shapiro's like 40 now, right?
No, he's not that old, right? He's still in his 30s.
I bet he's in his late 30s.
He's probably mid to late 30s, yeah. I don't know if he's 40, though.
37.
37.
That's about right. I mean, Tucker Carlson, though, has got to be getting up to 60 soon, right?
Yeah, 51.
He's been around for a while. Oh, 51, damn. Ben
Spent.
Shapiro could barely even be his son. Oh, God. What unholy creation has been unleashed.
My God.
Tucker Carlson plus who equals Ben Shapiro?
I don't want to do this math.
I kind of do.
Yeah, so I just did an erectionless orgasm on a copy of the NRA handbook, and then Ben Shapiro was around the next day.
Spontaneous, what's that called? Fuck. I mean, creation, but there's another word for it that's like fancy.
Right.
Immaculate conception?
Kind of.
Yeah.
No, not definitely not immaculate.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Very much
Tucker
immaculate.
Carlson had prostate stimulation that caused him to cum all over an NRA handbook. Like, that's not immaculate in any sense of the word.
That is immaculate. If immaculate is a word, that is very much not immaculate. No. Oh God, that is probably true. No, it's like a homunculi, whatever they call those when they generate out of nothing, and they're just monstrosities.
It was the theory of like rats that would just like come out of rags and flies that would be born from old bread, and they're like, we don't know where they come from. They probably just appear.
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck would that be a thing? You guys know how every other animals are created. Why the fuck would these ones just appear out of thin air? You fucking morons.
Old humans are pretty fucking dumb, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, like, they all knew where babies came from. This wasn't like I'm 4 and my parents haven't given me the talk yet, and I think that, like, rats just popped out. This was a theory in science.
Yeah.
They knew where life came from. Why the fuck would they think that it was different for smaller animals?
They knew what bacteria was like a century before doctors started washing their hands.
Yeah.
Like we knew that there were things that were germs that caused disease.
Fair, it's more than you think. People that still don't believe in washing their hands right now.
Sure, but doctors.
I just don't mean in the pandemic. I mean doctors. Yeah, it's.
I don't know if there's any doctors.
To be fair, the doctor was also like the tanner.
Yeah, no, it's just the barber would be the surgeon. Yeah, but still, like they would actively, like, at medical colleges, there would be people that are like, dude, we need to start washing our hands, and then they would be like scrutinized and like ejected from the medical community because they're like, we don't want to wash our hands, and it's like, but we know what causes disease, and you still don't want to do it.
It's like, all right, tell me what's on this surface right now. Bacteria. Okay, so when I put my hand on this surface, what's on my hand? Bacteria. And when I cut this human open and put my hands inside of their gut, what's in their gut? Bacteria. So I should do something to get it off of my hands.
Yeah, so I should do something to get it off my hands so that I can prevent it. Makes sense to me. So wash your hands. I don't want to.
Oh, next you're going to tell me Patrick. I can't eat a full rack of mutton as I'm doing surgery. That's what's going to be next?
Next you're going to tell me I can't leave just rotting, unrefrigerated meat out and then, like, just cook it in a pan and eat it.
Next you're going to tell me that the cure for asthma isn't smoking tobacco.
Look,
next you're going to tell me that the cure for women who are in loveless marriages that just are riddled with anxiety and depression shouldn't just be, like, masturbated to orgasm by doctors, like, under questionable consent.
Listen, I'm a simple man. I enjoy not washing my hands, making women orgasm, even though we don't know what orgasms are, and dumping my waste upriver like every other common Joe.
Yeah, Fox News comes to defend. You know, they're just trying to live their life. Like, this is the way we've done it always. Why should it change?
I don't wash my hands. They talk about germs, but I can't see them. Therefore, they can't hurt me.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a real man on Fox News. Yes, it was very funny. But, like, there's so many people that just don't fucking wash their hands. Jade was telling me yesterday that, like, the reason that norovirus spreads in airports and on planes and stuff like that is not because there's people in close proximity that, breathe on each other. It's because people take shits in the planes and they don't wash their hands.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't wash their hands after taking shits, and then so they get their shit everywhere on the plane. And that's how the norovirus spreads.
It's
like, what the fuck, people?
Look, I can maybe overlook not using soap when you pee. Just, like, hot water on that. Like, fine, whatever. You're not pissing on your hands, but like there are so many shit
here's where I
particles.
stand. For shits, there's just no excuse.
None.
Like,
Yeah,
you just have to wash your hands.
absolutely.
If you're a guy,
Yeah.
and you're like at a urinal or something, yeah, you're probably not getting pee everywhere. You probably don't have to wash your hands, but you should be washing your hands a certain amount of times a day.
Right.
And like it just happens, if you pee like 4 or 5 times a day,
Yeah.
that's about right. And before meals, like then you've washed your hands about the appropriate amount. So why not?
Mm-hmm.
The sinks are right there. It makes no sense to not take advantage of the opportunity when it's presented.
Because either you have, nothing to your knowledge besides the germs that just accumulate on your hands, and so washing your hands doesn't hurt at all. Worst case scenario, you do have piss on your hands, or someone that used the bathroom before didn't wash their hands and they've got shit all over the place. And you should wash your hands then. Absolutely.
Exactly. No, it makes no sense. But
Fox News hosts don't wash their hands is now the front runner for this episode's title.
it's in there.
We're spending a lot of time on TV though. What's going on in film, Ryan?
Oh man, I've also got a juicy one for film. The OG Shrek is going to reopen into theaters for its 20th anniversary, baby.
20 fucking years.
God.
Holy
It's been
shit.
20. It has been 20 goddamn
We're
years.
so old.
Yep.
It's also being released in 4K for the first time.
My God, how?
I want to see all those hairs on Donkey as they sway in the wind.
The original Shrek is, like, low-key not a fantastic looking film. Like,
It's not, but exactly, it's low-key,
Yeah.
not fantastic. Like, it's definitely passable.
I
I
if
just don't
made
know how they
Shrek-
get that 4K.
Well, it's, once again, it's resolution,
Yeah.
which is
No,
completely different from
I
textures.
understand that. I just don't know what 4K is going to do for it.
Oh, no, nothing.
Yeah, but
They
so
get to
why?
advertise it as 4K.
Yep.
They'll sell
like-
units.
It's like the
It will look slightly better. Like, yeah.
60 FPS animated segments that people upload online now for some goddamn reason. It's not.
I mean, like, frames per second is different than resolution. Like, frames per second definitely
Oh,
makes
you're
things
right.
look
That's
better.
Yeah, but for it's animation.
That makes it look
Right.
worse.
In animation, it just doubles the amount of drawings you have to
Yeah,
do, in
there's a
theory.
set amount of frames, like, they're animated frames. Like,
Yeah.
I know what's happening here.
I apologize. That's not an apt comparison, but I don't know. My hot Shrek take. The non-human looking characters, I think, hold up in that. Like Gingerbread Man, it looks like the Gingerbread Man, like that. Fine,
Yeah.
good. But like the human looking characters, that's when it starts to get a little uncanny valley.
I think they put a lot of effort into Princess Fiona.
Yep.
And she looks fine when she's a human. But yeah, definitely like the random, non-cartoonish, like Lord Farquaad also looks fine because he's, like a cartoon basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but yeah, like all the like people in the stands during the fight
Oh,
with
yeah.
the knights. Yeah, not great. They didn't
No.
put that much effort into it. And it was 2001. Like,
Yeah.
we can cut them a little bit of slack.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not saying that they did a bad job. Like, Shrek is a very good movie.
If someone released Shrek in 2021, there wouldn't be outcry for how bad it looks. It wouldn't be applauded for looking good, but people wouldn't be like, this movie is horrendous. It gives me nightmares with how bad it looks. Like, it would be fun. And yeah, like you said, it's not human. Like, they have an artistic style to it. It's not photorealistic.
Yeah.
Like, and most of the time, there's no humans on screen.
Although, I wonder if ironically that you say artistic style, and that movie's artistic style is kind of Pixar looking, because in a way this is like the anti-Disney Pixar animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if like that ironically only helped cement that style as, this is what kids animated movies look like, Pixar movies.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, to this day, Pixar animation is so far above everything else. Like, even, like, Disney animated movies that are, they look solid.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not produced by Pixar, they don't look as good. It's just, like, Pixar movies are visually so much more stunning. There's so much more detail in there. Like, DreamWorks movies nowadays look fine. Disney animated movies look fine. Pixar movies look fantastic. I watched Zootopia last night for the first time.
Wow.
I've never seen Zootopia before. We were looking for a movie. I'm like, you know what? I've heard good things about Zootopia. And it was fine. It was fun.
Nah.
But Zootopia is not a Pixar movie, and I noticed. Like, you see that movie and you're like, this is not Pixar. Like, this looks fine, and this is a fun movie, but it's not Pixar. It's just, the quality is exponentially higher with that one studio. I don't know who else is doing that.
Well, it's like Alabama, like in college football. Like, if you're known for being the best, you're going to attract the best talent. And barring some sort of seismic shift, the status quo is going to prevail. Like, Alabama will continue to be on top of the college football world, and Pixar will continue to be on top of the animation heap. Unless there's some brand new technique that some other company develops that causes, like a seismic shift of like all of a sudden talent wants to go there. Like, no, they'll just keep attracting the best talent and then using their methods to teach them up and continue to have the best looking stuff.
And the last note I'll add to that, it's not just that Pixar movies look better than practically all of its competition. They're also cranking those things out like every other year. I'd make the argument that the Spider-Verse movie looks better than any Pixar movie. I know that might be my own personal opinion, but I'll go to bat for that. But there's also
that's an art style. That's basically the art style. It's not like graphical fidelity and level of detail. It's just a very, very pretty film.
It's art.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse is art.
Yeah.
Like Pixar looks more recognizably like a really well done animated movie. Something like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is just bona fide art. And there are shots from Pixar that I would argue are art. Like in Coco, the Rainbow Bridge into the land of the undead. It's just unbelievable. Even in Seoul recently, like a lot of bridges I'm starting to realize. In Seoul, the bridge that you're walking into, like the endless abyss and stuff. Like there are like moments of art, but Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse is literally like, sorry to be stereotypical, but like every frame a painting.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable. So yeah, it becomes a little bit different for sure. Like it's not quite 1-to-1 to compare those. And also, yeah, it's 2D animation versus 3D, which is always going to be a little different in the first place. So yeah.
Moving into other, Miami Heat player Leonard Myers used an anti-Semitic slur while streaming.
Myers Leonard.
What?
His name is Myers Leonard.
Like Myers, Leonard?
No. His first name's Myers.
Yeah, his first name's Myers. He's from Germany. Which makes it worse.
Yeah, absolutely. This German Jew hater in the American National Basketball League.
That fucking... So, okay, the article I got this from absolutely did it the right way. In my mind, subconsciously, without even realizing that, I flipped that. But...
It's easy to mess up.
Leonard is a first name and Myers is a last name.
Yeah!
So yeah, I see why. But yeah, no, it's definitely Myers Leonard. Sorry to interrupt.
He had a fucking heated gamer moment and has been dropped by some of his sponsors and suspended by the Heat indefinitely.
I don't think I ever saw... Like, did he say that... Like, was he, like, streaming something?
Yeah.
Or did he... Okay.
He was streaming Call of Duty, got sniped at by someone. I think he used the self-res to, like, pick himself up and then, like, was, like, talking trash at the guy who sniped him. And yeah, it was like, oh, you little sniper, you little bitch, you little fucking K-bomb.
Big expletive.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa. And then even the person who's playing with, like, kind of laughed uncomfortably, like, you're about to be in deep shit. Yeah.
Oh.
It was PewDiePie all over again, but this time with someone in mainstream media, so there's some consequences.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, it was... And yeah, he's from Germany, which is, is going to make things a little bit more interesting. His brother is a Marine, and they're, like, hardcore conservative. Yeah. It's all not great.
But wait, I thought Marines were trying to take down the conservatives. The U.S. military, known for how, like, woke and liberal and hippie they are, how much they hate Fox News and love non-white people.
They've never openly come out to say it, but yeah, like Myers Leonard and his brother and other people on Twitter that are like related to them I'm going to go ahead and say they're more like Newsmax, One America News than Fox News at this point.
Oh.
They're beyond that level of mainstream conservatism, which is a shame that Fox News is now mainstream conservatism. But yeah, that's the shift right in American politics and discourse.
Fuck.
But yeah, the K-bomb. I bet you that most of the people watching his stream didn't even really know what it was, because it's such a rare but also a remarkably offensive slur.
So it's not used very much anymore, thankfully, but which makes it much more meaningful when it is used.
So
yeah, exactly.
If I'm mistaken, aren't there a couple of old episodes of South Park where Cartman says that uncensored?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think he says it a lot during the Tourette's episode.
Yeah.
You guys, South Park might not have aged the
Jewish,
best.
Yeah, he calls him that a lot.
But he's the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's the joke is that Cartman's a piece of shit and, like, remarkably ignorant about every single group. Like, I will, like, it's not good, but, like, it's not even close to the same tier of someone using it as a genuine insult to try to, like, hurt someone. It's the whole thing is that, oh my god, it's hilarious that Cartman is so over the top and so ridiculous, and he's a child. He's a third grader or whatever the fuck. Like,
so kind of lost in all this because, like, obviously this is super high profile, but also, like, 2 days ago, I think it was like 2 days ago, it may have been a few days ago, and I just heard about it later. There was a high school girls basketball game where
saw that.
There was, like, a live radio, like, commentator, which is a little weird. Like, maybe it was a bigger high school, but, like, there was a guy doing...
My high school had that.
Same.
Oh,
yeah. No, ours did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never even knew that.
Andrew didn't listen to the girls' basketball games on the radio as well.
I didn't listen to the guys' basketball games on the radio either, and our girls' team was better than the guys' team.
Oh, yeah.
But... yeah, so he was, like, doing his thing, talking the pregame. He's like, all right, and here comes the national anthem, and forgot to turn his mic off. And one of the teams kneeled, and he said on live radio, oh, they're kneeling? Fuck them. Fuck those. Called them the N-word. and then, like, kept going. And then later, they're like, you just called these high school girls the N-word.
Yeah.
For kneeling. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then he made a statement about it, and he said, I would never say anything like that. I have diabetes, and my blood sugar was low.
No, he said it was spiking.
Oh, yeah, so my blood sugar was spiking, and I would never have said it if my blood sugar wasn't spiking. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. No,
you're not a racist
defense.
piece of shit because you have diabetes, you moron. Yeah. You said that shit on... It was
the
live.
ambient defense.
What the fuck?
Yeah. No, it was pretty wild. And also, yeah, the golden part is that you can't really tell it's low quality video, but it looks like at most like 2 or 3 of the girls that are kneeling are black out of a full team, and you know who he's angry at. Like once again, proving it's not about the flag. Also, willing to say it's more disrespectful to the national anthem to talk during the national anthem than to kneel. When you're kneeling, you are still paying attention and still like paying respect. When you're talking just overtly, no matter what you're saying, you're basically saying, yeah, fuck this, I don't care about it. So, once again, nothing to do with the anthem.
What's more disrespectful to the flag? Kneeling during the national anthem or spouting racial slurs during the national anthem?
Yeah. Like, if it was afterwards, we wouldn't... And once again, it's the same thing as my earlier mark with Sean Hannity. If it was after the national anthem, at least there wouldn't be that hypocrisy involved. No. But, of course there is, because of course there is. Like, it is all hypocritical. And it isn't about the anthem, and it isn't about the flag, and it isn't about the military.
It's about being racist.
It's about you don't like brown people protesting in front of your face. Like, that's all it's ever been about. So
I'm sorry, the double whammy of racism and then ableism towards a group that he is a part of is just, fuck this dude.
I mean, is he? Who knows? Maybe he's not even diabetic.
Oh, boy.
I'll go Piers Morgan on this. I don't believe him that when he says he's diabetic. Like, I just don't believe that.
There's a difference between, going on national television and saying, I am the victim, because of racism and making a statement of I am racist because I am the victim.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe if you were like just stoned out of your gourd on a bunch of like insane medications that like altered your brain chemistry in a 100% measurable way, maybe that could be used as some sort of excuse. But even then, you're probably not getting away with it, and I think you know. But just the fact that like, oh no, like I had slightly elevated levels of blood sugar. Like, nah, fam.
Nah.
That don't make you racist.
Nope.
Does not work like that.
And that's about all the work we are doing in News of the Week, which takes us into the Meme Corner.
The memes.
Burger King celebrates International Women's Day by saying they belong in the kitchen.
Oh, but no, we're woke. Did you see the replies?
Yeah, so
we were just trying to hook you in to raise awareness.
I don't know if that was because they couldn't figure out how to delete a tweet, or if it was just some fucking idiot trying to make like an edgy like joke.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was an edgy joke. I think it was
That.
This is our viral marketing campaign. We will say something that we know is going to be picked up everywhere because all it takes is for our name to be out there, and then we'll reply so that we don't get completely canceled with like more woke stuff saying like, oh, that's what you would say, but really blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think it was 100% an intentional marketing stunt that worked, by the way. Like it
Kinda.
100% got picked up all over the place. And if you know anything about marketing, all it takes is for literally your name to appear in people's brains for it to work at all, no matter what it's associated with.
True. That's true. But speaking personally, anytime I see Burger King for the next couple of months, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, the place with the sexist tweets. I don't think I want to eat there.
There was Burger King UK.
Yeah. Wow, Andrew, the Burger
I'm not
King
going
apologist.
to Burger King in the UK anytime soon, that's for sure, but
if you don't think that there was a
if
corporate
I got
approval,
a craving for a Whopper, there's nothing that's going to stop me.
if you don't think there was corporate approval from America to tweet that, you are sorely mistaken.
I can't wait for June to roll around and they just start with LGBTQ plus people don't deserve rights. Next tweet is what a homophobe would say, but here at Burger King.
Yeah, I did see a lot of like, what they've, their social media content schedule for the next couple of months. It's like February, fuck black people, ... is what racists would say, but here at Burger King, we support equal rights for all races, and here's our efforts to increase voting access, shit like that. Or like, fuck gay people is what gay people should be doing because they deserve to...
Because love is love. And
yeah.
Everyone deserves a good fuck. What the hell, guys? This is some shit.
Burger King parking lots are great for hookups.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't take credit for that joke. That was Jade's joke. Then they would say like, "Fuck gay people" is what we welcome gay people to do in the parking lots of our restaurant.
Now with the Junior Whopper meal, get a free condom.
If there are any people younger than us out there listening, don't hook up in a Burger King parking lot. Nobody out there, don't put out in a Burger King parking lot. At least, have them roll into, an Olive Garden or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a Red Lobster.
Red Lobster class and go to, an Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Treat yourself, King. You deserve better than a Burger King parking lot. At least go somewhere fast casual like a Chipotle. Mm-hmm. Don't you dare subject yourself to fast food parking lots.
You gonna smoke pot in the fast food parking lot? Burger King, totally fine. But a hookup? Come on, have some respect.
Maybe don't smoke in a car.
Oh, is that true?
Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Am I a square?
I mean,
You're decreasing
hate
the
that
value
shit.
exponentially.
No, it has nothing to do with the car. It's to do with driving. The open container laws exist for alcohol.
Yeah.
Why are you allowed to just openly say, I'm
You're definitely not
hotboxing?
allowed. Let's be clear about that. You're not like legally allowed to do that. Nobody
allowed
does that because
socially?
it's their right.
Yeah.
If there was a group of friends all passing beers around a car and then starting
Newsflash,
to
Ryan,
drive.
that is a thing. People
Yeah, but
definitely
it's not
drink
as
and
socially
drive.
acceptable.
No,
Of course they do, but it's a negative.
hotboxing isn't also like socially acceptable
Yes,
in
it
that
is.
same way.
Kinda, yeah.
It is.
There are...
It 100% is.
It's socially acceptable amongst people that do it in the same way
It's
that
socially
drinking and
acceptable-
driving is acceptable amongst people who drink and drive.
It's socially acceptable amongst people who aren't objectively like anti-weed. Like if you're just anti-weed, then yeah, you're gonna be against the whole thing. But like hotboxing a car does not like carry the same stigma as just openly drinking alcohol inside the car and then driving.
So, like, there are no TV shows that will show, good or bad, like, just somebody drinking and driving, really, or people passing beers around a car. In my experience, at least, I could be wrong. But I have seen so many shows where, like, the people we're supposed to be rooting for are hotboxing, or, if not smoking pot, while driving, like...
Yeah.
Very
making
clearly.
jokes about how slow that they're driving because they're
Yeah.
like completely under the influence of like drugs that are changing their brain chemistry and like reaction time and stuff. Yeah, no, it's definitely more socially acceptable. And maybe I'm a total square, but I'm just like don't.
Yeah.
Don't text.
Don't drive
don't do
under the
anything.
influence of anything.
Don't do anything that would make you a worse driver because we suck at driving as
my
it
God.
stands.
Yeah.
Don't do anything to make it harder.
Every single one of you listening is a bad driver. That I guarantee. There's like
Seriously.
6 good drivers out there, and you're probably not one of them.
I feel like I'm the only person that I've ever met who doesn't claim to be a good driver. I am an okay driver. I am average at best. Like
I am...
and I've driven since I was way younger than
Yeah.
the age you're supposed to start driving.
Feel that.
And drive a ton and drive in a very high trafficked area with a bunch of complicated stuff. I am an okay driver.
I'm a bad driver. I tried to drive well, but I know I'm bad. I failed my driver's license test twice.
Damn.
I'm also an okay driver, but, like, you tell me to back up with a trailer attached to a car, and I'm like,
Game
Nope.
over.
nuh-uh.
That's got nothing to do with being a good driver.
You asked me
That's
to
just
pair-
a weird
You asked
skill.
me to parallel park, and I'm like, okay, so that's 10 more minutes on top of this trip. Here we go.
I've
That
never
was a little bit
successfully
more
parallel parked. I've never done it. I went and got my driver's license test in a city that did not require you to parallel park.
Yeah.
And I've never successfully done it since. I've attempted like 2 or 3 times and failed and had to drive away and find a new parking spot. I can't do it.
Well, I will say for both of you, you probably do want to learn how to parallel park before moving to Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
It's not something you'll have to do every day, but it is something you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
Like, to find any spot within a 5-block radius, you will have to use a parallel park. And it might not be tight, and it might not be a busy street where there's a ton of pressure, but you'll probably have to do it.
All right.
So,
Will we have to know how to parallel park if we go to Tomato Town?
No, because there's nothing left. It's completely wiped out.
So, is this a thing that actually happened in Fortnite, or are people...
No,
okay.
no. So it's a meme because a couple weeks ago, some kids released a song about Fortnite. It's bad, but it's funny, and it was like a viral thing on TikTok, and it's talking about like, oh, I got 10 kills on the board right now. I just wiped out Tomato Town. Oh, now we're going southbound. I don't remember all the lyrics, but I know those couple. Mm-hmm. And then there's like since then a bunch of memes have come out of like when he's got 9 kills on the board and you're the only one left in Tomato Town, or like, you know, emergency service activated if you're in Tomato Town, you know, like get to the nearest safe zone, like type thing. And like, oh my god, the Tomato Town's gone. It's just fucking gone, man.
yeah, exactly.
Taking
it super seriously.
And then, like, some kid, like looking back behind him and looking serious and like, but why you gotta do this, man? It's like, because my grandma was in Tomato Town.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone jokes, but I lost 2 friends to the Tomato Town massacre, and I'm sick of it. Like, yeah. We love Fortnite. We love Fortnite. We love... Every time one of those songs comes out, that's all I can think of. Or like the old Minecraft song parodies that kids used to make. God damn.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew, for informing me that this song I heard on like 3 TikToks is actually a huge thing in and of itself. All right. Peering beyond the veil into your social media. I appreciate it.
We're old.
Yeah.
We gotta collectively decipher TikTok trends together.
All right, time to update the beautiful mind wall.
God damn it. I like how you refer to it as a beautiful mind wall.
Yeah. Desperately trying to stay relevant, and it's so difficult that, yeah, you basically, like, it's a full-time job. You're studying it academically. Well, according to Shriver et al., the origin of this meme was rooted in post-2016 modernism, which, of course, we all know. Like,
did you guys attend the symposium on the difference between a spicy and a dank meme? Great stuff.
oh man, just it really keeps you young, you know. That's just pure vitality right there. Someone call Ponce de Leon because we've found the fountain of youth.
Apparently, fit is the new on fleek. Who would have thought?
Fit is English slang.
Yeah.
I will say that. Fit has been around. I
fair.
remember that from having English people on YouTube videos I watch.
Hey.
So is English version of fit different than like the American version of fit, you know, meaning outfit? Like you got a hard fit type thing?
Yeah, fit is more just like generally attractive in
Oh.
English. And it's probably eugenics.
Oh no.
Because the most common, would be like, oh, look at that girl over there, she's fit. Like, that it means she's fit for
Procreation.
reproducing. Yeah, exactly. Like, but it becomes
You
slang.
see
of
that
just,
girl
she's
over
hot.
there? I'd have children with her.
Yeah,
She'd help pass on my good genes. Like,
yeah.
just degenerate.
Degens.
We are about to get into what this bunch of degenerates is watching in the breakouts.
Breaking in so we can break out. Breaking in so we can break out. Breaking in so we can break out. Breaking out.
Oh God, Andrew really doesn't want to hear me go off about Bravely Default 2.
Yeah,
Ryan,
might as well.
Ryan, what are you?
No, I think you should.
fuck.
I think you should go.
Wow. Okay, I'm sparing him. Yeah. So I had a little less time to play it this week, but still making some progress. Rolled into the city, country. It's kind of vague. That's like this world's universe of Scotland. Everybody has a Scottish accent. I think it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, like, so, basically, they showed up there. One dude apparently is the prince of this region, the Scottish guy in the party, and things aren't great. Earth crystals there, causing problems, trees are overgrown, tearing the city apart, whatever. They try to go into the tower that is obviously housing it, and then a dude stops them, and then they just kind of wander off, like, oh, he's like, okay, don't worry, guys, it's cool, I have a buddy who can help us with this. Then he just kind of strolls in to this dude's house and says, "Oi, Roddy, Galahad's being a fucking job's worth. How about we go smack him upside the head?" And it's just delightfully Scottish in a ridiculous way. That's great. But then it turns out that this dude and his wife are also being mind controlled. And it was legitimately unnerving that, like, you learn that, like, their daughter passed away, and then that these two separated, and that the former wife is now just kind of living in the woods, supposedly still looking after her daughter, but who is definitely dead. And the party essentially, we go to check in on her because it really just seems like she's having a mental break. But then no, she has a doll made out of tree limbs to look like her daughter and a fucked up painting of her that's talking to her. So then we beat her up to snap her out of it.
Does that mean she's evil, by the way?
What?
She's got a doll and a painting of her daughter that talks. Does that mean she's evil, inherently?
She's being manipulated by somebody who's evil.
Well, you're
do
like,
you
oh,
know?
we got to go check on her because it seems like she's having a breakdown. And once we confirmed that she was, we beat the shit out of her.
To be fair, she was shooting at us with a bow and arrow. She was a threat to us and herself.
If a woman tries to punch you, do you punch her back, or do you try to restrain in some sense? All right, this is probably getting old. This just let Lucas live his dream.
A little bit. So then, stop her. She snaps out of it. She's cool. Do the same thing to her husband. The game let me choose the order in which I could do this, but considering how monumentally easier the fight against the husband was, I maybe did this in the wrong order. I don't know. Kind of seems like those should have been equal difficulty, but I don't know. That's all fine. Now we're just outside of the door of the boss fight. That'll get me the Earth Crystal, I think. And then you're adventuring around with a princess in your group, and then she just says something along the lines of, oh, come on, we gotta go in there and get the Earth Crystal and stop the darkness from rising. And everybody's kind of like, yeah, that'd be great. And she's like, yeah, fantastic. We get that, and then we can stop the serfs from rising up. What? Yeah, no, I'm a princess. My nation was destroyed in the internal uprising that we had. And, we get all the Earth Crystals back. That'll restore my power and, my God-ordained right to rule. And I think I might be playing as the bad guys right now.
Are we the baddies?
Can you do anything? Can you make a decision about it?
Not yet. Kind of on rails.
Did people in your party react as though, like, whoa, hold on, what?
They had a little bit of a sidebar, and they're like, so we're obviously not down with that, but, we don't have an alternative right now. So, we're going to break off, but we kind of have to keep doing this for a little bit.
But they at least acknowledged that it was a fucked up thing. It wasn't just that you read that and then they just passed over it and you were like, wait, hold on.
No, this was
okay.
Yeah.
Bravely Default 2 isn't
pro-monarchy.
Fox News pro-monarchy.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
She is. And Bravely Default 2 has not taken a stance yet, but may in the future.
Andrew, how was Zootopia?
It was fine. I mean, I think I said everything that needs to be said about it. It was fun.
Oh.
Was it as horny as all the fan art?
No.
Okay.
No, they're just animals. Most
Andrew.
cartoons, and there's just animals.
Andrew.
What, Lucas? They weren't horny. There was nothing horny about it.
Are you telling me they
They're
didn't
just
sexualize
animals.
that rabbit a little bit in a way the new Space Jam movie wouldn't be okay with?
Just a rabbit. Just an anthropomorphized rabbit. The weird thing was that, she was standing on two legs and had opposable thumbs. She did not have,
That's the only weird thing?
I don't think she had, a big ass or, a rack or anything, did she? And that...
Pulling up pictures of Judy Hopps.
I feel like you're still going to mostly find fan art.
You can find canonical pictures.
She's got a little bit of a default woman Fortnite figure.
I
think maybe that's on you.
Andrew.
It's very overtly hourglass, thin waist, or small waist, pretty face with a big bag.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What is the youth?
Oh my God, most of these are just not safe for work fan art.
Go and look up Judy Hopps on Google Images.
Fuck me. I didn't need to see that.
I can't believe you hadn't already. It
Oh
is
no,
so
no, like
prevalent.
I've heard of it. I had
Not even heard
I
of
had
it, dude. That's
saved
the
my
biggest-
eyes. I had saved my
that is
eyes
the-
from it.
single biggest contribution to the world that Zootopia has made is the furry fan art.
God.
Yeah.
There's more of that than there is discussion about the movie Zootopia. So,
Ryan, what are you checking out?
rebuilding in Madden after my deathly defeat. Might be more of Andrew's breakout, but Andrew just fucking took the Indianapolis Colts to the goddamn woodshed in the Super Bowl, played a almost perfect game, and then threw it away with 4 seconds left.
I mean,
But-
I did play a perfect game, and then I was
No, you
playing a
didn't.
joke. I mean, yeah, no, I won that game 63-0.
Okay.
And
but
then, yeah, with like 20 seconds left, I took a timeout. I had the ball. I took a timeout. I'm like, I want to see if I can throw for 6 touchdowns. And I just lobbed it downfield, and yeah, I got picked off as
and
time
ruined
expired.
his quarterback's perfect passer rating, and then that quarterback did not win Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, again,
so
but
it
he
cannot
still
be
threw
confirmed.
5 touchdowns. He threw 5 touchdowns.
Maybe if he
I
had
don't
a
know
perfect
how he
passer
didn't
rating, he
win.
would have won it.
I don't know how he didn't win MVP.
Me neither, but maybe he would have if he would have had a perfect passer rating. We'll never know. But yeah, so Andrew just demolished the Colts. Green Bay Packers. The title is back in town.
Yeah.
As Wayne Larrivee would be saying in this alternative dimension 2025. So yeah, the Detroit Lions are reloading, getting ready for next year, where I think we're going to be upping the difficulty. to
I've got
all
some
Madden.
salary cap problems.
Like
Me
the
too.
real
I already got rid of a
NFL.
bunch of people.
It's so
Yeah.
accurate to real life.
I got rid of plenty of people. Carlton Davis is up next if I need to re-sign Will LeBlanc, and then that would be my like 6th best player. So
So Jonathan Jones got me to the Super Bowl.
got him
by-
to the Super Bowl single-handedly, and then was Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, had a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. I immediately traded
And another
him.
pick, right?
Yeah, he had. Yeah. Well, no, he
Two
had.
picks,
He had
one for pick
no
6?
one pick,
Really?
and it was a pick 6. Yeah.
I thought for sure you had 2.
No, it was like 5 tackles, 1 pick, 1 touchdown.
Well, but you did trade him officially?
Yeah, I traded him. Because he was starting to regress. Because he's like 31. So I basically traded him straight up. It didn't work out like this. I traded Calvin Ridley for Denzel Ward, who is a better cornerback in this Madden universe and is younger and cheaper than Jonathan Jones. And then I traded Jonathan Jones basically straight up for Calvin Ridley and got Calvin Ridley back. And then traded Calvin Ridley for like 2 first-round picks. So, yeah.
And yeah, all was right with the world. So you still have Denzel Ward.
I do have Denzel Ward, yes.
Are you think you're going to trade him too, or no?
I don't know. Because Denzel Ward...
Andrew's like, I desperately have to get under the salary cap. Let me take another star player on, like, who maybe be slightly cheaper than Jonathan Jones, but still, I'm sure a sizable chunk of money. Like,
It's like $10 million a year.
that's insane.
What are they going
The
to do?
amount of people I'm paying over $10 million a year is like 5. It's like my studs.
Yeah.
What are they
Like
going to
even
do?
Carlton
if you go,
Davis is only making like 9.
What are they going to do if you go over the cap?
I won't be able to...
He won't be able to play.
Yeah.
They will cut people for him.
Oh. Well, that could be
He will
fun.
not be allowed to play a game.
Technically, I just wouldn't be able to re-sign any of my players. I think I would still be able to play. I just wouldn't
you
be able
wouldn't.
to do anything, really.
Yeah,
Because, like,
it
in our...
won't let you play games.
But, like...
I
in
know what
our-
you're about to say because it goes into the negative, but that's because the player that you're adding to the trade is what's making them go into the negative.
No, I'm
not
saying
in
that
the
there
negative.
are other teams. Like, I remember one year in our league, the Eagles had negative $70 million cap space.
Yeah, in the offseason.
No.
No, it
They
was
have
like
to get
it was
over
like at the trade deadline. There's always at the trade deadline. There's always teams that are already negative. Not like I would trade them a player and they would go negative. They're already negative.
But it's like if you're in the trade screen, if you have a player in that trade It's saying their cap space if they were to take on that player's
I
contract.
know that, Ryan. I'm saying if you go to the trade, like not right now, because I don't know if there's anyone over the cap right now. But if you
Even
go,
if it was, it's the off season, which is allowed.
yeah. If you go like before the trade deadline and try to make a trade for a player, I guarantee you, even if you're not offering a team anything, there will be teams that are negative in the cap in Madden. It's just
We'll have to check it out.
I mean, like it was like the first or second year of our league. There were a bunch of teams that were like significantly over the cap.
Weird. Let's see. But yeah, so Madden, I guess, more than anything.
Just one of those things.
And that's what I'm looking forward to as well.
So, any other breakouts from anybody then, or we good?
I think that's it.
Cool. The last thing I said about Bravely Default 2 was the lie, by the way.
The difficulty curve thing?
That you beat up her husband?
No, the questioning the monarchy thing. They haven't done that yet. We're not doing that.
So they haven't questioned it, but the monarchy is a thing?
You are helping a princess, who... Oh, she's
There
cool.
was a peasant uprising, and she's trying to take it back.
No, made all that up. It hasn't actually.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yes, it hasn't actually questioned like the implications of that kind of ruling structure.
Wait, so it's just there is a princess in your party that you are traveling with that's trying to become queen again?
Yes.
But they didn't like explain the backstory or anything like that.
Nope,
Basically.
none of that.
Just it was taken from her, and now she's trying to get it back.
We don't even really know what happened there in a way that's like, okay, so is this going to be the big twist? Like the big moving into Act 3 twist of the game? It's like all the other Bravely Default games had them. And like, I don't know. A lot of stuff up in the air right now. Interested to see how it plays out. But even more interested to find out where our interests overlap in the group chat.
It's a bold move to call out this segment with nothing
Right?
prepared.
What are we
talking about?
What are we all doing?
I showed my girlfriend Sandwich Sam this morning from Auntie Donna.
Oh,
Her first ever Auntie Donna sketch.
Oh, that was the first one? That was the one you
Yep.
tried to break her in on?
I was singing it, and
Yeah.
she was like, I think I've heard that before. And I was just like, I kind of doubt it. And then showed her the video. She got a couple of laughs.
Do you think you're going to
I
show
think
her?
it got a little weird for her, but...
So, what about some of the videos that maybe aren't quite as just wacky and weird, but are still very funny? Are you going to show her, like, backyard cricket with the kids?
I think Bikey Wars is always the entry point, right?
That's fair.
Like, that's their mainstream hit.
It wasn't for me.
Wha-
It was
Wow,
not my...
you don't like Bikey Wars?
No, I do like it. I'm saying that wasn't my entry point.
What was your entry point? I know
Backyard
it
cricket.
was mostly...
Actually,
yeah.
no, it wasn't. It was Cheeky Tea Break. That's
Oh,
a weird
God.
one to go in on.
I was going to say, I think that one's pretty weird. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was a weird one to go in on.
I think, Ryan, if you didn't show me Backyard Cricket first, it was either that or Corporate Spy.
Corporate Spy is
Yeah.
the underrated one.
Yeah.
Corporate Spy is a little hidden gem. I mean, really, all of 1999 is unbelievable when you go back. Like, even the really meh ones, like Mr. Bull, like, it's still funny. Like, it's still really well done. Touchy Tim.
Man Beast.
Man Beast is... That one gets appreciation. People like Man Beast.
People love Man Beast. Man Beast is cool.
But...
No, that's a good entry point to Auntie Donna, I think.
Yeah,
That's
I figured like Bigoted Bill
Uh-huh.
or Bikey Wars is probably the more mainstream entry point. For me, it was their Christmas song, their Aussie Christmas Carol, where
Oh.
the at the bottom the subtitles aren't matching up with what they're singing, and they're like, the subtitles are just a casual Christmas song, but it's summer like in Australia when it's Christmas time, so that's the joke. But then, like, meanwhile, they're just singing about how terrible Australia is, and like, we run concentration camps, but on the bottom it says like, we're drinking cocoa or whatever. So that was the first ever time I saw them. It was on the r/videos on Reddit, and I was just like, who are these guys, and how do I watch every single video? And here we are.
I follow a couple of Australians living in Australia on Twitter right now, and apparently Christmas Pud is like an actually popular video of theirs from there. Or like two of the
Christmas
people.
Pud's a weird one.
Yeah.
Christmas Pud does not work very well for Americans, I feel like.
No, but a couple
it's kind of like Haven't You Done Well? Like, it's a little bit in the vein of Haven't You Done Well for them.
Yeah.
Where it's very much just like, the joke is that we all love Christmas Pud so much. But, yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, no, she's openly anti-comedy, so I have to be careful about how to get her in.
Like,
Like
doesn't
laughter?
think
Like not a
she
fan
thinks-
of laughing?
She likes laughing. She's got a good sense of humor. Oh god, she is in the background.
let her. Wow, give her the mic. Let her make her case.
Just don't get comedy.
She said she just doesn't get comedy. That is her case.
Okay, fair.
I think it's like you, Andrew, like but to a more extreme extent, where you don't like comedy TV shows for the most part. You like dramedies. You like shows that have like drama and then have comedy coming from that drama. But like shows that are just intended to make you laugh, you generally don't really like them that much. I think she's like that, but then take that to the extreme of like, I don't find comedies funny because I don't care about any of the characters or any of the stuff going on in them. Maybe that's a decent summation.
I haven't thought it that much, so.
She hasn't thought about it that much.
Okay.
Not trying to psychoanalyze her?
I mean, she has to psychoanalyze herself. Psychology student. I won't be able to do that.
I think there's an ethics thing about that. You're not allowed to be your own psychologist.
Are you allowed to be your own psychologist?
Is that the same as like being your own lawyer, representing
No.
yourself in court?
Yeah, she says you're not.
Okay.
Not allowed, or it's like not a thing that you want to do? Well, it's not credible, but like, if you did it, would you get arrested?
I mean,
You probably don't want.
I'm sure you don't want to.
I can prescribe all the Xanax for myself I
Well,
want.
no, it's just she's saying that it wouldn't work, but
Yeah, no, and
It's
I agree
not
with
like
that,
a-
but you guys said that it's not
it's
allowed. and I'm
frowned
like,
upon
like-
because it wouldn't work. It's not
they're
like
gonna
it's
lock you away.
Yeah,
don't-
it's not
I mean,
illegal.
are you writing yourself just like infinite Ambien prescriptions?
That's not
like,
psychology.
Well,
That's
okay.
not psychoanalysis. That's a psychiatrist prescribing medication. Yeah, there'd probably be some ethics problems with writing yourself prescriptions for any drug.
I would hope. There's a law against that.
But just to like do therapy on yourself, that's not illegal. Like it doesn't have some terrible consequence that
It's
would
just
destroy
you're
the
doing.
world.
You are the psychologist doing the couples therapy with your own partner.
Oh no, that is not.
That's also probably not illegal, but definitely a little bit more
Yeah,
down that path of serious moral objections.
yeah. We're not talking a little problematic here. We're talking about that is a huge fucking problem.
So,
Once again, though, not illegal, I'm sure.
Well, lots of things are not illegal, Ryan. It doesn't mean you should do them.
hey, so thank you so much for coming to these Tuesday sessions. I know it's tough, but like you're doing great. So why do you think you were a huge pain in the ass last Sunday?
So leaving the toilet seat up, Ryan. Do you think that has anything to do with the relationship with your father that you never had?
Last Tuesday, the dishes sat in the sink for a few hours. Like, do you think that has an impact on your partner, or are you just like a complete psychopath? Like, these are just questions, you know. I have them; they're written on the form. I'm just
Please, Ryan, please stop getting agitated. I'm just asking questions. This is part of the process. So you've been staying late at work a lot lately. And as your psychiatrist, I just want to know who Sherry is.
Would you say that's fair? Is that fair to do that? Who do you think your partner is? Are they just a giant idiot who doesn't know about the things that you're doing?
I'm sorry. So, do you still think this tone I'm using right now is yelling? Because the other day I was under the impression you thought it was yelling.
God, passive-aggressive couples therapist performing therapy on their spouse is an interesting character.
Auntie Donna, come on, tag us in. We got this.
Oh, no.
And we have also got a full episode on our hands by now. We got to do a clap sync and get into the wind down. Dig it. Oh shit! Today was Pie Day.
It still
It
is.
is.
The day is young.
Does eating a pizza pie count?
Sure.
Better than
Okay.
nothing.
All
It's
right.
round. I mean,
Oh.
No, it's called a pizza pie.
Yeah.
no, I know that. I'm saying that, like, you know, I get that. Yeah,
It's got crust.
yeah. But I'm saying you could be celebrating Pi Day simply for the mathematical function of, you know, finding the area of a circle. Like, pizzas are circular.
No.
Have
Not
yourself
always.
a cookie.
Detroit style.
Oh, that's a
No.
good point.
Also, yeah, like Detroit style pizza, we're like, oh, it's just really sugary and that's why it's gross. Detroit style pizza is something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit style pizza is, it's square,
Yep.
it's super thick crust. They burn the fucking crust. And then after they make the pizza, they also just pour a little bit of sauce on top of the sauce that's already there, the cheese and the toppings, and they just pour some more sauce on top.
Also, you know what? I'm sorry. I know we use this service. We rely on it for this podcast, but I'm going to call out some bullshit from Time.is. Today, also Albert Einstein's birthday. They have a quote from Albert Einstein today. Time is an illusion, which, oh yeah, that works on a couple of levels because Albert Einstein's birthday, also daylight savings is happening. Blah, 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 blah. You can do it for Albert Einstein, but you can't get a quote from a woman on International Women's Day. You're deciding you're not going to put your resources into that. You're going to do a bit for Albert Einstein and Daylight Savings Day. What the fuck, Time.is editorial?
What if it's all AI? What if it's not human curated, all the quotes?
Oh God, AI is developing humor. Oh shit,
Yeah.
we're fucked.
Or it's just completely random. Like, they just happened to get an Albert Einstein quote that was relevant to daylight savings time.
Robots are
On his
getting
birthday.
better at comedy, and it's making liberals scared.
If that is completely random, that is like getting into a car crash, being ejected from the car, and just missing everything that could have killed you, and then landing safely on the ground, being perfectly fine level of random instances lining up.
Everyone's got that fucking story, though.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, oh, my uncle, he didn't wear a seatbelt and it actually saved him because he went flying out and that threw him clear of the wreckage. And it's just like, okay, wear a fucking seatbelt, you idiot. You don't hear about the 99% of those that don't end in a happy, like, wow, it threw him clear. All the other ones where they just splattered onto an oncoming car or something.
I remember.
Killing the other family.
Or even just the road. You don't have to, like, hit something other than the ground. When you get
You're
ejected...
going 70 miles an hour still.
Yeah, if you're ejected out of the windshield, you may have just been killed by the windshield, and then you also are torn into pieces by the concrete in front of you.
I remember specifically, and now that I think about it, this has to be a tense relationship for them now. Our Andrew and mine's high school did this when we were sophomores, like getting driver's license. They had the parent of a kid who passed away in a car accident because they didn't wear a seatbelt come and give the pitch on why, how tough that is for her and why kids should wear seatbelts, yada, yada, yada. She said specifically, I found out after the fact that my daughter wasn't wearing a seatbelt because her cousin had been ejected from a car and swore that they lived because they weren't wearing a seatbelt. So your niece, nephew, you're blaming for your kid's death now? That's gotta be a lot. That's gotta be a weird Thanksgiving.
I mean, what if it's true?
Right? Yeah.
She's just spitting straight facts. I mean, if that cousin should have to live with the repercussions
Yeah.
of claiming that seatbelts are stupid.
I'm going to say, if you were lucky enough to survive a car crash after you got ejected because you weren't wearing a seatbelt, if you're lucky enough to survive and you tell other people to not wear seatbelts, then, yeah, if those people die, that is your fault.
Yeah. No, it's like if someone sold all of their earthly possessions and just bought straight up lottery tickets with that money and then won the lottery and then being like, you know what I did? Like, this is the way that it works. This is how you make money in today's world. Like,
No, you win the lottery, you survive getting ejected from a car. That's it. You're living the most conservative lifestyle, fiscally conservative, safe lifestyle you can because you got your one.
Yeah.
You got your one miracle. That's it.
You are out, buddy. That's it. You lose from here on out.
you lose.
Good day,
Hey,
sir.
God is just Willy Wonka. And particularly,
Gene Hackman.
oh God, not Gene Hackman.
No.
I was about to say Gene Hackman.
Gene
too, but it's
Wilder.
not Gene Hackman.
Gene
Gene
Fuck
Wilder, yeah.
me.
Particularly Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka.
Okay. Okay.
Just like, wait, I'm dead? That's it. You lose. Good day, sir. Slams the door on the afterlife, and then it's just infinite blackness for the rest.
Why, on top of all the dumb stuff Johnny Depp does, why did he take on a role that
What
just...
the fuck did Johnny Depp do any role? I mean, like, he's an actor. He's known for being a weirdo. Like, that's just kind of what he is.
Why would he also take on a role as famous as Willy Wonka, and then it's just proof that, oh, wow, okay, Johnny Depp, not as good an actor as Gene Wilder, apparently.
Those are
It's
two
completely
very different
different.
movies.
Yeah. Tim Burton went a little bit in a different direction with his adaptation.
That was not like a shot-for-shot remake, and Johnny Depp just happened to not play the character as well as Gene Wilder. Yeah, I think the Gene Wilder Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is better. I think it's a better movie. Mostly because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is a fucking nightmare.
No, but didn't it resonate with you how Willy Wonka has a tense relationship with his dad and doesn't approve of him having a chocolate factory because
Yeah,
he's a
Count
dentist?
Dooku's there and everything.
Count Dooku, you're right.
Everything in that movie is so visually jarring. It just,
is.
it makes you are on edge the whole time. It's so fucking weird.
But then they didn't clean up any of the problematic stuff around the Oompa Loompa. Ah, fuck. God. What a...
It was 2006. That was not exactly modern times.
No, guys, it's 2006. Cancel culture hasn't come for imperialism yet.
Or anything. Cancel culture came for one person, and it was fucking Kramer. That's it. That's the list. One person had been canceled. Ever.
Do we count McCarthyism as cancel culture?
It's pretty close. Yeah, the only time there was real cancel culture in the United States, it was, of course, conservative Republicans. God damn it.
Thank you all so much for listening to the 135th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Give us a rating. You know what to do. You know what to do to support stuff that's on the internet. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon. Join the likes of the terrific, sensual Richard Nixon, Sucky Badger, and Tiffany Cole. Got a lot of great tiers on there. We very much appreciate your support in keeping this podcast going. Also have an ActBlue link in the description down below if you'd like to help a collection of great progressive causes. As always, email us your questions and business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram and YouTube, where you might be watching this already. We upload highlight clips there, made by the terrific Andrew Clark. Thank you again for doing those, Andrew. Follow me on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing, @LucasDrider. And follow us on Twitter, @V2_podcast. Now that we got that back, we're updating it again. Yeah. Probably gonna stop following thousands of people at a time so we don't get locked out of it again. But, yeah, we're live. I'm out of steam. I don't have an ending. How are we saying goodbye, guys?
The only way we know how.
Good luck out there.